Thank you very much. We have a list of speakers for today's festivity, and we will start out with our board president, Mr. Stephen Omalecki.
Good afternoon. I want to thank you all for coming out here today and helping us celebrate what is a truly momentous occasion for our district. It seems like a long and arduous journey to get here, and I just want to take a couple minutes to thank the many people who helped us through the process. First, I'd like to thank the community and the voters of the City of Ottawa for supporting our referendum campaign and voting in favor of the referendum. We had to go out on a limb because of the uncertainty of the financing for the new school. The voters went out on that limb with us. Along those same lines, I'd like to thank our referendum committee, the Putting Our Kids First committee. This was a phenomenal group of people, and I was honored to serve with them. I'd also like to thank the community and all district personnel for the support and hard work during the flood itself of the Central School and the aftermath of the flood. Finally, I'd like to thank our district superintendent, Craig Duster. This was part of his job to shepherd us through this whole process and get us here today, but I really believe that without his tireless efforts and his dedication, we wouldn't be standing here today. So let's get on with the building. This is going to be a wonderful asset for the students, the district, and the community, and I thank you all once again.
Thank you, Mr. Omalecki. Next, I'd like to say a few words. I'd like to welcome everyone as we embark on a new chapter in the history of our school district. Approximately 2 years ago today, the time was not as joyful due to Central being surrounded by nearly 4.5 feet of water. Today we stand on solid, dry ground with never a threat of flooding. Where we stand today will soon be configured into a beautiful campus. Not one person can take credit for today's event. The success of today's event was a collaborative effort that includes the entire community, as well as state and federal representatives and organizations. Next, if I could please have Mrs. Jama Wall, Central Intermediate Principal.
Members of the school board, Mr. Duster, visiting dignitaries, students, staff, and members of the community. This is our day to recognize the students and staff who were displaced by the raging waters, learning what it was like to be homeless, and realizing that together we can overcome any adversity. To thank the many who supported us in the days of the flooding and its aftermath. To acknowledge the work of Green & Associates and District Construction, who will take our thoughts and our ideas to create a new home for Central Intermediate School. And finally, a day to be proud to be a Central Cyclone.
The events of the last 2 years have taken Central Intermediate School on quite a journey. A journey, ironically, I'd like to compare to the course of a river. At times, a river's course is forcibly altered by unforeseen events. These events can turn a once tranquil river into unpredictable rapids. But without a doubt, the river keeps moving forward to its end. We have taught in gyms, a church, lecture halls, trailers, and currently a Walmart building. These situations have most assuredly brought uncertainties, but we have filled our sandbags and kept moving forward. My colleagues and I were in disbelief as we sorted thousands of textbooks in the Shepherd Planetarium. Arrangements were quickly made to reconvene Central School in our first of many temporary classrooms. Today we celebrate that the end of the river is in sight. I speak for the entire staff when I say thank you to everyone who has made this possible. We do look forward to having our permanent home.
And now to share with us her experience, we have Ms. Silver Young. Silver is the daughter of Diana Young and a 7th grade student at Shepherd Middle School.
I was in Mr. Johnson's class house 1, so I went to Lincoln. We had 4 classes in one gym, so it was a bit claustrophobic. We had tables instead of desks, and we only had chalkboards for walls, so it was loud all the time. It wasn't all that bad, though. At least we had someplace to continue school. Then, the 5th grade went to the Church of the Nazarene on the north side. The 6th grade got portables put outside of Shepherd. Then, for the 2009-2010 school year, the district leased out the old Walmart building. They're doing construction over the summer to make classrooms on the inside. When I walked in for the tours before school, I was totally amazed. It looks so big and totally different than a Walmart. This new school will be able to accommodate and better serve more students. We will once again be a family.
So after I listened to Silver say that she was a 5th grader when the flood came, and now she's a 7th grader, I leaned over to the gentleman next to me and I said, wow, not a bad public speaker for someone who's only in 7th grade. But I think from someone who went through all of that as a 5th grader and is now a 7th grader and is now standing in front of all of these people on this beautiful day and gave such a beautiful speech, I think that we can thank an entire community, a great group of teachers, educators, and staff, so our children did not suffer, and the education in Ottawa is still top-notch. And all of you guys sitting out there, you don't believe me today, and you're not going to believe me tomorrow, and it's going to take about 20 years before you realize how important this day really is. So while you are getting hot and sitting here in the sun and want to be done with this, and you don't know who all these people are sitting up here in suits, someday you're going to realize that your teachers made an impact on your life. And I'm going to only ask you one thing today. When you realize that, write a thank you note. Make a phone call. They're truly making an impact on your life, and this school is going to change your whole world. But it's only because the whole community came together and took care of you. They really do care, and it really does make a difference.